Hello there, welcome back to another video. This one is going to be quite quick, hopefully. We're going to be doing a little bit of a technical analysis on HTMC, because you guys will know when it comes to this stock, I don't really do much technical analysis, because for the most part there is not much point. The stock price doesn't move very much, and in my opinion it is more of a fundamental play and it's a more long-term play. But I want to speak about what we are seeing today. I know it's only a very small movement, but we are seeing a movement up with the price of HCMC, and it really is something which we do like to see. So in this video, like I mentioned, we will be doing a little bit of a look at the technicals on this stock. You guys will know I like to look at the fundamentals and all that kind of stuff, so we'll be doing that again hopefully tomorrow. I want to have a look at some more interesting stuff, some which we have not covered on the channel before, so do stay tuned for that, subscribe for that if you haven't already. Do remember, this is not financial advice, it's just my personal opinion, but if you do want to hear it, this is the place for it. And another place for it is our website called Markets Daily. We have many different articles on HCMC and a plethora of other stocks over there. You can find it in the link in the description down below. You can join us on Twitter, link to that is hopefully down below. If not, you can just type in @N2S Finance, similar to how it is on YouTube. And we have a Patreon if you want to support that, link is in the description. But yes, we're just going to jump in now and have a look at how HCMC has been moving. I'm going to start us off on the more simple charts so that it is easy for everybody to understand. Now, if you guys did watch our fundamental analysis on this company only last night, you will remember that we spoke about the amount of shares being out there. The amount of shares being out there is definitely over 300 billion, and that is something which often off-puts some investors, and it is something which bears use to say that the price cannot move, and that is why the stock has been down for so long. And I always look at this, I always look to one simple thing. Look back at how the stock has been moving in the past. We have seen highs up here of about the 0.006 range, and yes, we have dropped down most recently to the 0.0009 range, but obviously we have moved all the way up there before in the past, which is almost half a cent. So we have moved to the half-cent mark, and again, half a cent is pretty reasonable for this stock. It represents almost a 6-time increase in the stock right now from where we are, and again, that is really good. I think that that could happen in the future going forwards, but I do see it as more of a long-term goal. And I just want to bring that in just to remind people, because I hear a lot of people, like I mentioned, always saying that the stock cannot move. It clearly can move under its own weight, as we have seen in the past. So that is something which I wanted to reflect on. But now let's move into the past week chart. So the past 5 days, we saw a drop from the 0.0010/11 range where we are right now. We saw that that price point in the past 5 days back on Wednesday of last week. From there though, we actually did drop back down to the 0.001 range, even lower down to the 0.0009 range, and again, as I mentioned, this is a level that we don't really want to be in. I don't think it is as bad as some people are making it out to be, because we need to remember that we had that share offering, and with the share offering, more shares are out there, so the price of shares definitely could be less. The average, share price where it will be sat could be definitely a bit less than where we were expecting it to be before, just because there are more shares out there. So I don't believe it is as big of a deal as some people are making if it does drop to the 0.0009 range, or even lower than that. I think 0.0007 is a reasonable estimation for the stock in the worst case scenario in the short term. I think that is something that we should remember. But what we are seeing today is really good. We actually haven't dropped lower, we have came back to life, and we have jumped up from the 0.009 range all the way up to the 10 range, sometimes today even trading up to the 11 range. So we've seen a lot of movement today with HCMC, the same old barcoding, but this time we are barcoding up. And again, I know it's only a jump of 0.0001 point, but with HCMC you do need to understand that that makes up for 10%, and it really is a trend in the right direction, and it is what we want to see with this company and with this stock. So I'm very, very happy to see this company actually moving up. Now, when we look out to the technical side, we can see a few things. So when we move into the 3-month chart, as I am going to start us off with, we can see that the price has been moving down over that whole period. We have seen a moving average figure which is sat at about 0.0014, which is much higher than where we are right now. And again, a lot of this has been flat, as you can see in this period here, where we did appear to be consolidating at the 0.014 range. Obviously, we dropped a bit lower and the moving average is still catching up. But what we are seeing today is a RSI figure of 37. Now bear in mind, if this touches 20, it would be considered oversold, and we came very close to touching 20 down here, where we touched about 30 on the RSI. So you can see that we came very close, and even right now where we are at 37, it's definitely not oversold. Again, 50 is neutral, so we're coming closer to neutral than we are to oversold, but it is definitely getting there, and it is more towards the oversold side, and it is something worth considering. And the MACD for this stock down here is pretty bearish, but it's also quite flat, as you would expect, as not much has been going on for the longest time with this company and with this stock. I mean, fundamentally for the company, a lot has been going on, but with the company's share price, not too much has been happening in the past 3 months, or even into the past month. Where we can see the past month has brought us nothing but red. We are down now from highs at 0.0015, coming all the way down now to the 0.0010 range, touching even down onto the 0.009. And again, I do want to see us remain in this 1.0 range, because that would be a really fantastic support for this company and for this stock. We have found a support at this level many times in the past. Zooming out to the past 6 months, we can see a support at this level down here of 0.001. Again, we saw a little bit of that down here as well. So if we can remain in this level again, it would be something fantastic to see, in my personal opinion, when looking at HCMC. Because, you know, if we can remain in this range, especially with the amount of shares being increased that are out there, I think it will show a testament to the investors and a sentiment which is really unbroken from those investors as well. Now, another thing on the past 5 days, or even on the past month, that becomes very clear is today's volume. Today's volume figure is set at 4.15 billion, which is really quite high for HCMC. I think it is good that we are seeing more and more shares being traded. Again, there are many reasons for this. Potentially, it could be things like the fact that we are seeing low liquidity in the stock, which means it's hard to get your hands on this company's stock. So perhaps orders get processed at one time, which means that we see jumps in price like this on certain days, and jumps in volume like this as well, as buy and sell orders take a lot more time to execute than they may do with other stocks. And again, that's just my personal opinion, but it definitely could be the case. Anyway, the past 5 days is showing us a moving average figure at the 0.011 mark, which is quite good. We've seen a pretty neutral RSI at 46. Again, it's coming up to 52, back down to 46 now, and again, it doesn't really matter. It's pretty neutral anyway. We've seen a very spiky MACD because of this volatility that we always see with a company's stock. Same thing is present on the 1 day. We've seen a 53 RSI, and that moving average, that MACD is coming green, I do believe, but again, it doesn't really matter, as it is going to be quite volatile after the general trend of the stock that we have seen. Now, one indicator that I sometimes do like to have a look at is the Bollinger Bands. I have put them on our screen right now. You can see how this stock has been moving under those Bollinger Bands for some time now. We're going to zoom out to the past 6 months to have a look at how this one has been moving under the Bollinger Bands, just to get a bit of context. So basically, when the price rockets or plummets, the Bollinger Bands get wider because, because a lot of movement has happened, and the company's price could go either way at that point. But right now, we are seeing some very tight Bollinger Bands. We have really seen them a little bit tighter down here, but we're seeing them coming increasingly tight at the moment, and again, that definitely could show that we are due for a breakout pretty soon. You can see that middle line in there, where basically we're about to break past that, hopefully, and again, that could indicate some positivity coming for HCMC from a technical standpoint. But we need to remember that where we are with this company is not necessarily only from a technical standpoint. This is a real company. It's a pretty decent company, I do believe, and I do also think it has a lot of potential. So when we're seeing things like this, with a little bit of positive price movement, it doesn't matter too much, but one thing that it definitely does do is give people a lot of courage in the company, and it makes people quite happy, and it makes them want to continue to hold the company's stock, from what I can tell. So basically, it just reinstates positive sentiment that a lot of people have had for the longest time. And I think this is going to be a bumpy road. I think it's going to be a bumpy ride along this stock. I don't think it really matters. I think that only people who should invest in this company are long-term investors, and that is just my personal opinion. The reason for that is because, yes, we could see some decent jumps in the medium to short term, but I think, in my opinion, this definitely is for the more diamond hand people out there, as it could take some time to see the real, full benefits of this company's future growth. Just my opinion though, not financial advice. Tell me your opinions down below. Thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen, you'll be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously, it is split into multiple sections. Basically, at the top, we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further, we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs, and other hot stocks, including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well. And we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down, you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes, and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that, guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.